Well, Macclesfield are clearly happy with the job that we are doing. We've been offered a brand new contract, which takes us into a four-figure weekly wage, and it means that we are going to be extending our stay into a third season with the Silkmen. Hello and welcome once again to some more Football Manager 2026 and another part of the Journeyman with Macclesfield. Today we are back with, as promised, a couple of matches. It's not going to be the three matches I promised because we are going to be taking on Morecambe in the FA Trophy, who are a National League club. So I thought we'd bring ourselves back for that one. We'll also do the Oxford City match, and then we'll do the triple header next time out with Alfreton Town, Spennymoor and Kidderminster Harriers coming up in tomorrow's episode instead. So yeah, since you were last with me, we managed to beat Spennymoor 2-1 away in the FA Trophy, and we lost 3-1 to St Albans City, who, again, you know, they are a team in the south. A few people have been saying maybe it's a glitch, but actually there are some rules with the National League North. I believe it all pins down to who got relegated last season from the National League, and some teams do switch around. So if you have a look last season, Wealdstone, Braintree, Truro and Brackley, which I think they're all pretty south as far as I can tell, they would obviously drop into the National League South, which means the National League South itself then has to spit out a couple of teams to the National League North. Yeah, you can see Wealdstone have gone down there straight away. Truro have done. Brackley are obviously in our league. I can't remember who the other team were, but yeah, I'm assuming that's why we've ended up with a couple of the teams from the National League South last season, because if you have a look at their league last year, are any of these teams in there now? I don't know, maybe I'm just speaking nonsense. Maybe I'm speaking nonsense then, because actually none of these teams... Hemel Hempstead have obviously moved over, haven't they? So yeah, I think it could be something to do with that. But anyway, start of today's episode is all about contract negotiations. So they want to offer us a new 2-year contract. It is going to be full-time as well, which, you know, I suppose we want a little bit more money out of them, because our existing contract we're on £875 a week. But we're only working part-time at the moment, so I guess we need to maybe think about upping our wage a little bit here. If we go for 1,300, see what they say about that. Okay, they're open to that. And it's going to be a 2-year contract taking us up to June 2028, and we're quite happy with that. £1,300. Let's finalise that deal, get it signed, sealed, and delivered. Let's have a little look then. And it looks like the board are delighted that we have accepted that offer. They are going to keep us here until June 2028, which I think sounds about right. Obviously, we are going to keep an eye out for jobs, as we always would in the Journeyman, but we play this realistically. At the moment, I'm very happy at Macclesfield. I don't really have any thoughts of going elsewhere, but you can see, you know, there are jobs around and about. It could be the sort of time where a League Two side might take a punt on us. You know, a Newport County there, 23rd in League Two. Stevenage, you know, they could take a punt on us. I don't know. It really depends how things go, and obviously they would have to make it worth our while to move to those places. But I'm excited to see where this journey is going to take us. Obviously, we're going to take our time with it, as we always do with every series. So I'm in no rush to get out of Macclesfield, put it that way. Things are going well, and the grass ain't always greener, is it? So yeah, I'll see you guys for the Oxford City match when we get to that in just a second. Right, here we are then for the match against Oxford City. Just to catch up on what has happened since the start of the episode. We have had 2 draws. One against Braintree with Charlie Lennon scoring in that. And then a 2-2 draw away from home to Marine with James Wilson getting 2 there. But we were 2-0 behind there. It looked like we were going to lose. So we've come out of that with a point that we weren't expecting. So I suppose we take the positives from that and we move on and hopefully get a good result against Oxford City today, who are struggling a little bit this year. You know, they're down in 9th place. You would have thought they'd maybe do a little bit better. By the way, Glenn Taylor is just a monster, isn't he? Oh my goodness me, 19 goals in 19 National League North appearances at the age of 36. He is pretty insane, to say the least. I mean, there's one season where he's had single figures, and that was 8 in 13 back in 2020 to 21, and then 5 in 23 when he first joined Spennymoor. But wow, I mean, what a career this guy has had up in the northeast, and yeah, a bit of a legend over at Spennymoor Town. But again, running away with the top goal scorer feat. I don't think he'd be interested in joining us. We will scout him. We'll see what happens. If we can poach him in January, that could do us a lot of good. But he is almost single-handedly taking Spennymoor to those heights. But let's have a little look at the team for today then. We're struggling a little bit with injuries at the moment. Nico Valentine's injured. Josh Kay is injured. Damani Mellor's injured as well, you know, and for decent amounts of time, some of our best players being out. But we've got Brad House returning in goal with Matheson, William, Upson and Oskin in defence. We've got Sadie holding the midfield with Balogun, Lennon and Birchall starting behind Cook and Wilson up top. Danny Elliott is having a rest, bless him, today. So let's get ourselves into the match, see how we get on against Oxford City. As I say, they're struggling a little bit down in 9th place. Of course, they were 1 match away from promotion to the National League last year. So you would say they're a lot better than that, and could have easily been up there had they beaten Darlington last year in the playoff final. So yeah, but we're struggling a little bit for form. Haven't won in 4 now, and I think we need to find a little bit today. But as I say, just struggling with injuries a little bit. And maybe we'll have to start thinking about bringing in a couple more players because, oh my goodness me, we're 1-0 down straight away. Will Dawes with the goal there, just absolutely opened up like a hot knife through butter there. And it was a good ball through from McEachran, and then Dawes was there. Good finish, and Brad House struggling out there. And maybe that's going to be number 1 on the shopping list as a new goalkeeper to take us through to the end of the year. Brad House came in last year, turned our season around. I think we might need somebody to come in and do the same. But yeah, it's whether the players are available that will make that impact. But we seem to be kings at getting back into games, and that's only going to wash for so long. Here's Oskin on the left-hand side, gets it to Birchall. Birchall into the middle, and Charlie Lennon puts it into the back of the net. And it was Ajani Birchall with the assist. Excellent finish in the end from Lennon, and makes it 1-1. Needed that early on. Very much needed that. It was a good ball across and excellent finish in the end. 1-1. Come on. Very good. Okay, so still 1-1 at the moment. Going to go a little bit more positive now. Try and get something out of them, but it's one of those where you kind of want to change your tactic when things are going wrong, but it's gone so right for so long that would feel rather dumb, I think. But yeah, we keep pushing on. Here's Ozcan, gets it into James Wilson, now to Andy Cook. Here's Matheson, and it's Wilson forward, Balogun, and there's Wilson. It's offside. Wow. Yeah, William with the ball forward, and it was a decent searching ball, wasn't it? But let's see what we can do in the second half. Might need to bring out Haynes on for William, just because he's struggling a little bit. We've brought off Alfie Morn as well. But you can see we're struggling for depth on that bench. That's where we need to really think about it, with some clever recruitment, I think, over the next couple of weeks to lead us into the second half of the season. And I think we need to be spraying a few balls at Wallace in goal, who's got an injury, so not going to be that good. But yeah, as it stands, still in third place. And here we go then, Wallace with the goal kick. Jed Abbey might be somebody we could bring on here. Yeah, that's a good tackle. Here's Lennon. Lennon gets it into Balogun now. Balogun still going. Oh, that was disappointing in the end. Now then. Jed Abbey on. Danny Elliott can come on as well. Maybe swap them two round. Ozcan not having a great game, so we can put George Pratt on for him. And let's keep going then. 20 minutes to go. Can we pull it off? Danny Elliott now with the throw. This would be a big 3 points if we could pull it off. Danny Elliott into the middle. Jed Abbey hits the bar. Elliott again. Wow. Jed Abbey hitting the bar there. I was not expecting that. And that's where you ask yourself the question, would Balogun have put it into the back of the net? And I'm inclined to say I think he would have. Going to go attacking now for the last 5 minutes. See if we can get all 3 points. There's an absolute barnstormer of a game going on at Billericay as well. I've just spotted. Here's Birchall. Birchall still running. Can't do anything with it. And, well, it's unfortunately cleared away. Matheson. Here's Jed Abbey now. Jed Abbey on that right-hand side. Good cross. Danny Elliott scores! Yes! The two substitutes linking up. And we've stolen all 3 points from Oxford City. Excellent cross into the middle. Excellent header from Danny Elliott. And look at that, 4-4, I think. Was it with Telford or Alfreton? Couldn't quite tell who it was. That's ball forward, header from Matheson. Jed Abbey forward to Danny Elliott. This to put it to bed, and he does. Jed Abbey and Danny Elliott link up to make it 3. And again, a lovely ball forward from Jed Abbey there, who hasn't had many opportunities this season, but he has had an incredible match here. And he gives us, it was Telford, he gives us the victory. It's Macclesfield 3, Oxford 1, and a massive 3 points in the bag for us right there. And that, well, puts us within 3 points of leader Spennymoor, who I think must have lost. Danny Elliott leading the way. Very, very good once again. And I mean, he's been pretty amazing this season. You know, I sang the praises of Glenn Taylor for Spennymoor. He's once again, you know, putting in the shift. 10 assists, 6 goals in 19 appearances. And you've got to say 16 goal contributions is very, very good, and he can put it into the back of the net. He is very good at doing that. We've just got to continue to give him the service. But we've got Morecambe coming up in the FA Trophy next, so a big test against a National League club, and we'll see how we get on. Okay, here we go then for the Morecambe match. A few changes. We've brought in the dynamic duo of Jed Abbey and Danny Elliott once again, and Alfie Morn comes in at right back. Everything else stays the same, so let's get ourselves into it. Hopefully we can do something good against Morecambe, but they are a team in the National League. You would expect that they are going to be the better team, but yeah. Let's get into it. Obviously, it would be lovely if we could get ourselves through. I'm assuming this is the last 16, is it? I don't actually know. I don't know what the format is for this tournament particularly. Let's have a look. Does it say on the overview? Because obviously we don't do the draws and stuff anymore. Although I guess we've only played one match, haven't we? So surely it's not going to be that. But here's Danny Elliott with a chance, and wow, that was an early chance for us. It didn't quite go our way. Does it say there, FA Trophy? It doesn't say, does it? If I click that, though. Round of 32. Okay. Now, how do I get back? Do that, I think. Yes. So counterintuitive. I don't know why you wouldn't just be able to go back from there. But yeah, decent start. Certainly defensively, looking like we can give them a match. So we'll look at what's going on elsewhere. South Shield's still in there. Yes, they are. They're beating FC United of Manchester. Very good. Well done, South Shields. In this last 32. So here's Upson now. Gets it to Sadie. Morn. William gets it forward. Here's Nolan. Nolan for Morecambe. Here's Williams on this left-hand side. Still going, Williams forward, header away from Upson. Very strong header away as well. Here's Elliott now to Ozcan. Ozcan loses it. Mop it. Come on, boys. Half time. And it is 0-0. Oh, Adam Birchall injured now. That is not good. So I'm going to have to put James Wilson as our attacking mid, which is a shame. We had to bring off Balogun, by the way, because he has decided that he's not happy because we haven't improved the first team coaching staff. So he's not a happy bunny, basically. And I'm struggling to care. Obviously, that could cause a bit of a problem for us, morale-wise, but we will monitor it. Header flicked on there by William, but didn't go anywhere. Here's Ozcan again, gets it to William, back to Upson now. Upson can't do anything with it. Well, we're putting pressure on them here. 52 minutes gone. Here's Lennon, gets it to Sadie. Sadie to Alfie Morn. Now here's Jed Abbey. That was close. That was very close from Jed. So 58 minutes gone now. Can we bring somebody on that could change this match? Oof, Lennon not having a good time at all. We're going to swap him round. And we are going to give Judas a go here. Mr. Balogun. Let's see what he can do. Jed Abbey on that left-hand side. Probably not the best idea, but I'm not sure I've got a better one. Into the middle it goes. William away. It's away again. Here's Apaya now to Payne. Whips it all the way in. Headed away. And it's away by Alfie Morn. It's bumbling around. Here's Carr. No, end of highlight. Right, I think we're going to go attacking now. What did it say? Penalties after 90 minutes. Okay, so it will go to Penno Jeffs very, very soon. Here's Aziz with a set play. Be sad if we lost on a set play. Aziz, oh, good save from Brad House in the end. And why aren't we packing the stands? You know, that is something a bit frustrating in our time at Macclesfield. We're not getting those supporters in. Aziz has got a better opportunity this time. He hits the post. And it is cleared by Balogun. Here's Payne. And I think that post is still shaking. Here's Payne again. It's whipped in. It's headed away by Upson. Now here's Wilson. Finds Andy Cook. Come on, Andy Cook. He's been a bit quiet recently. Here's Balogun now. Whips it in. Danny Elliott. Couldn't do anything. What a chance he had early on as well. He was through on goal. And snatched it over the bar. I don't really think we've got anybody else on the bench that can change this. Danny Elliott gets it to Upson. Here's Oskin now. Oskin forward. Here's Abbey. And it's Andy Cook. How's he missed it? What a chance that was. And look at that. 6.2 and a 6.1 from your two talisman players. Hunt. Ozcan. It's away by Upson. Compton. Here's Aziz. Aziz still going. Williams. Compton to Aziz. It's me. Oh, and well, Morecambe have won it right at the death here. Wow. What a shame that is. I feel like we didn't deserve that. And well, that chance from Andy Cook will give us nightmares. I think that's going to be it now, and they are pushing for a second. Jed Abbey gets it away. Andy Cook's on the ball here. Oh no, he's over. He's in a pile. Oh, that could be bad. That could be him out for a while. And you know, these scoundrels are still playing on here. We need to put that ball out of play, and we do. So the physio will come on. It looks like he's picked up a knock, but nothing we can do about it. And we are out of the FA Trophy, but I think we gave it a pretty decent account of ourselves. Now let's see what the damage is. Birchall and Andy Cook injured. As I say, we're struggling with injuries at the minute. Oh. Birchall out for 6 to 8 weeks. That is not good. What about Cook? Okay, 1 to 2 days. He's got a tight calf. But yeah, injury worry for Birchall, who's been brilliant once again this season. But yeah, he is out for the next 8 weeks. And yeah, some big matches in those 8 weeks. And that is going to include the ones that we've got tomorrow against Alfreton, Spennymoor and Kidderminster Harriers. So that is where we're going to leave it for today. If you have enjoyed it, then give it a big thumbs up down below. Subscribe for daily Football Manager videos. And I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.